All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Fish. We are in the studio live. Got my co-host Bryan Thrift over here.
What's up, guys?
And we are we got a lot to talk about tonight. Obviously, there's been a lot of big changes, at least on the bass side, the past week. A lot of big announcements. Dove season opened.
It did. We had a fun time too.
Yeah, we did have a good time. And we ate good. I know that.
Yeah, the night before we had a really good dinner.
I don't know how. Well, it was kind of wonky this year because dove season always opens on a Saturday before Labor Day,
right.
And because it fell in August this year, it didn't open until Monday. So we had to rearrange the cookout.
We did, but it worked out good.
It did, yeah.
It worked out really good.
Everybody knows this show, Let's Talk Fish, is presented by Angler's Choice Marine, our presenting sponsor. Angler's Choice Marine has 3 locations: Martinsville, Virginia, Lexington, North Carolina, and our local location here, Spindale, North Carolina. If you're in the market for a new boat, Ranger boat, Triton, Nitro, Sun Tracker pontoon, even aluminum boats, they got a lot of nice Tracker Grizzlies and things like that. And the Pro 17s, the 175s, the 185s.
They got it all.
They got it all.
And not just new boats. Great service at all 3 dealerships, too.
And a fine selection of used boats, typically.
Yes.
There's obviously in and out.
And tackle.
Do what?
And tackle.
And tackle. That's right. And tackle.
They got it all.
They do. They literally have it all.
One-shop stop. For
one-stop shop.
Yeah, for boat dealerships.
Yep. We are thankful for their support. They've been a supporting sponsor. Well, they've been a presenting sponsor of Let's Talk Fish now for over 3 years.
Yeah, I was going to say 4.
Yeah, probably pretty much the whole time.
Right.
They've been involved,
right.
And they're the reason we're able to sit here and do this. So big shout out to that crew and Nick and Sandy, Trent, Aaron up here at the location, and Spindale and Chad and all those guys and gals. They make it happen for us. But great people, great service, great products. But if you're in the market for a new boat, swing by one of their locations or give them a call or just check out the website. They do a really good job with their website listings. They keep it pretty up to date. Brand new 2026 Rangers rolling in.
Yes, I got to see one the other day.
Yeah, did you?
It's sharp.
It wasn't that. What's the new Ranger?
Yeah, it was the new one with
the tan,
with the tan,
all the tan sea decking in it. Oh yeah.
It was sharp.
I dabbled with the idea
going with
that boat.
Yeah,
but I didn't.
Right.
But I dabbled with that idea.
It's sharp. It looks good.
It's a gorgeous boat. Absolutely gorgeous boat. All right. What are we talking about tonight? We're talking about a lot of different things. You saw the title of the show. It says "Time to Vent."
To vent. Are you upset, Matt? Do you need to vent?
No, I'm personally not upset. But what I'm going to vent about is all the people that are venting.
Oh, we're going to vent about the venters.
Yeah,
that makes this show even better.
All the people that are complaining. Oh yeah, Chuck. Thank you. That's funny. So, long story short, You might wonder how I'm live here and live on Bass University at the exact same time right now.
That's tricky.
That is tricky, ain't it, Bryan?
Yeah,
I bet you never been able.
Very few people can pull that off.
I bet you never been able to do that before.
I've never pulled that off.
Not to spoil their deal, but Rich and Pete and all the crew over at Bass U are great close friends of mine. We do a lot of work together, as does Bryan. And we pre-recorded a deal with them earlier today that they're actually putting out live at 7 o'clock tonight. And Rich and I kind of fiddle farted around and realized that it's the same. We're going live at the same time. So I didn't joke with him, but I had a message from one of our viewers that said, because I put it on my story. I didn't pay attention to the time. Put it on my story. I'm going to be live at 7 p.m. on Bass University tonight. Yeah. Then I realized, that might be confusing to some people. Yeah, that might be confusing. So I sent a message back to one of our viewers who sent me a message about it, and I said, see if you could figure out who's really live. But obviously it would be us because you see the comments in the live chat.
Right.
But yeah, we had a good time on Bass U's podcast today. And
maybe I should watch Bass U while you do, and you watch this show.
Chuck said he's missing me on Bass U to watch me on Let's Talk Fish.
There you go.
I appreciate that, Chuck. I really do.
There you go.
Yeah, Rusty, you nailed it, man. All the crybabies, and that's what we're going to talk about. That's what I'm going to vent about. Is all the crybabies.
Vent it out.
Obviously, everybody's very aware of the change that Bassmaster made, and what is so comical to me is they did a 50-50 split, basically.
As close as they could.
Yeah. Right. And let me just back up a little bit and talk about how the votes went. So, what a lot of people don't know the facts. And I don't like people not knowing the facts, especially when they go to taking it to social media.
Yeah. I like to know facts.
I like to know facts, especially if I'm going to take it to social media, because if you don't know the facts, you just pretty much look like an idiot.
You look like an idiot.
Yeah, you look like an idiot. And man, I could have there.
But nobody like would be privy to the facts if they're not in.
Then why make statements on it?
Because that's just what people do.
But why?
Just
human nature, because people are just.
I think they accomplished their goal. They're making you vent.
But is that what it is?
That's the only
some of
reason
them,
they do
100%. That's their goal, is
That's
just to make other people
they
to get a rise. Because you know who they are too. Because they'll make a comment under like a viral post.
Yeah.
And then there'll be 64 replies. But if they're not one of them, if they're not debating in those replies, then they 100%. That's just debate. That's just debate comment.
They just.
But
they're sitting.
There's others that are
watching,
looking,
laughing.
Yeah, there's others that are looking to type storybooks on there and defend their case.
Right.
But I think I've talked about this before. But the ABP and the Angler Board, when we went to vote last year, basically there was 2 votes, and that's what a lot of people don't even realize. The first vote was basically, do you want to change or do you not? Okay, and that's when the overwhelming majority, basically 70% of the field voted that they wanted to change. So we took that to a second vote. Okay, there was a second vote. Do you want a 50-50 split, or do you want a total ban? All right, those were the only 2 options on the second vote on what change were we going to make. The majority in the second vote voted to ban it completely. Okay,
really?
Voted to ban it completely. Now, I'm here to tell you that what Bass did, I think, is 110% the right decision for 1,000 reasons. Because if you go to this side or that side, it just makes the case that much worse from every aspect of the sport, the industry, the fans, the anglers,
I think you got to find
everything.
a happy medium, and it seems like that's what they've done.
Seems like it, right?
Right.
You wouldn't think that if you jump on social media right now. That's what's mind-boggling to me, and that's what we're venting about.
So what's the ratio like as far as the comments for agreeing with Bass or against the decision?
Well, here's the problem with going straight to social media and reading comments when they make an announcement like that.
Yeah.
92% of the people that type a response to those announcements are going to be negative. Doesn't matter what the announcement is.
Okay, maybe I worded my question wrong. So what is the ratio for people that wait, no, that's the same question.
Hey, you work on that and I'll keep venting. You work on that and I'll keep venting.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, how many people are happy with the split 50-50 versus wanted it totally gone?
As far as fans or anglers?
As far as fans.
Okay. As far as fans, I would say the overwhelming majority would be much more in favor of a split.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now you do see an occasional comment on, like, well, why didn't they do just all or nothing?
Extreme on both sides, sure. Right.
And then one thing that I want to praise Bass on is the coin flip deal. I saw a lot of people bashing them.
That was good.
Okay, I saw a lot of people bashing them. I saw. Okay. By the way, I have a treat for y'all. I actually wrote down some Facebook comments.
Did you?
On my little paper here.
All right, before we get into that, let's go back to the coin toss.
I only have a few of them. But one of them relates to the coin. No, maybe. It does relate to the coin toss. So
let's start with that one.
I watched part of it live.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
You watched a little bit of it live. It was 100% legit.
Yeah.
There's people immediately jumping on social media and like, oh, God, maybe ain't no way that came out that way. Ha, ha, ha. 5-4, thinking it should have been 5-4 the other way or whatever,
right, yeah.
So people jump to conclusions without knowing the facts, right? As somebody, Scott, one of our viewers here commented, he said there was a lot of keyboards ruined this past week with Cheeto dust. And Rusty, you're right. Problem is, some people enjoy looking like idiots and don't care if they look foolish, as long as they get views. Yeah, I 110% agree. All right.
That's the fun thing about social media, though. It's give everyone a voice. And
by gosh, it gives them way more. It gives people a voice that would have never used that voice unless they were behind a keyboard.
Exactly.
So yeah, it's you want to call it a cowardly voice half the time.
I mean, it could go either way.
Yeah, it could go either way. I mean, there's a lot of good constructive comments on this stuff. I'm not saying it's all negative. There's a lot of good constructive stuff on social media. So here's one comment that I read, and I'm going to address this because it refers to the coin toss. It says, Gunners, and I quoted these. I'm not going to obviously call out who did it. Guntersville is the only lake where FFS could come into play on the no side. Nothing new to see here. Probably a coin with the same two sides.
Ooh, trick coin.
Yeah. So obviously he didn't.
I mean, Zona's sneaky. He could have.
Yeah. Obviously, don't put more ideas in these people's heads. Obviously, he didn't watch the coin toss.
No, not at all.
The other obvious thing is he's not super educated from the FFS standpoint of things. Because to make a statement to where Guntersville is the only lake where FFS could come into play on the no side, every single lake this past year, okay, this is what people, I see these comments all the time, including the Sabine River, believe it or not, guys and gals. The Pasquotank River actually was one with it. Okeechobee, lots of checks cashed, top 10s made. The Sabine River had 2, maybe 3 guys in the top 10 that used FFS a lot during that event. Those are the facts. The people that are saying these events aren't affected by it and those events.
No, every event's going to, like, it's playable anywhere.
That's how good it is. That's what people don't understand, how good it is. So the technology and the guys that have perfected it, which we have a lot of guys that have perfected it. Okay.
Right. But I'm in agreement, just back to the split. I think it's the right thing to do because it seems like since this whole debate started with the live sonar, it's been the older guys versus the younger guys that are so good with the live sonar. But you don't want to punish one and not the other, per se. I hate to use that word punish. But if you do it away completely, that kind of favors the older guys.
Does it, though? See, but that's the narrative that you've been brainwashed with. No, we don't know that.
No, we don't know. And I'm not saying the younger guys aren't still going to compete. The younger guys are still going to totally kick butt and do very well. But I'm just saying I feel like it leans more heavily toward helping the older guys in the sport. And whereas if you keep it, it's going to obviously – wait, where am I going? Yeah, be the other way. So with a mix of it, you've got no one group of people has a sole advantage over the course of the season. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it diversifies your top finishers and things like that. Basically spreads everybody out.
Right.
Yeah, one of the comments that I'm going to debunk right now is, and you see this on a regular basis, is like, I can't wait to see how this kid, and I'm not going to say names, or that kid or this kid does without FFS. Well, those kids didn't get the Elite Series without work ethic, time on the water, experience, and hard training and hard work and dedication. They're going to apply those.
They're still going to do very well.
Correct. What Brian said will probably be a little bit, a lot more true.
Oh, just licked my kneecap.
A lot more true from the aspect of you'll probably see a little bit more shakeup in the leaderboard, but all those kids will still do very well and catch a lot of fish. I see some really good comments on here. And Rusty, one of the comments you just made about Lake Champlain, I have another Facebook comment that I actually quoted on my paper that refers to Lake Champlain. And unfortunately, I see these comments a lot too lately, and it's like, oh man, Lake Guntersville is going to suck without FFS, or Lake Champlain is going to suck without FFS. So this comment, and I'm going to quote it here, it said, Champlain with no FFS is going to be a snooze fest. Brian, you want to comment on that?
Lake Champlain's going to be a snooze fest.
The comment, in quotes, is Champlain with no FFS is going to be a snooze fest.
No, it's not.
It's going to be the exact opposite.
It's going to be the exact, because what you're going to see now is you're going to see more guys take that risky run down to tie. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to see more largemouth play.
More largemouth play.
You're going to see more shallow smallmouth.
Big bags of largemouth play. You're going to see those topwater bites on a walking bait with smallmouth.
You're going to see a much more diverse attack
instead of everybody just out in the middle going.
I mean, dude, the Inland Sea, the last 3 trips we've made to Champlain, the Inland Sea accounted for probably, gosh, I'm going to say 75 to 80% of the checks, and everybody was pinging them in a drop shot inside the Inland Sea.
Here's a question that I want to know personally. I haven't seen anybody ask this. How did Bass categorize the live sonar? did they lump 360 in with it?
So for my understanding,
Because
I'm
at
embarrassed right now. You asked me that because I hadn't read the final ruling on that, and we have it. But
well, the reason I asked that is because MLF took 360 away too, even though it is no way, shape, or form a live sonar.
Well, Chuck Fish just asked that question. Will elite anglers add 360?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that it's not included in that.
Yeah, and it shouldn't be.
Right. So I'm pretty sure it's not included. I know y'all did include it when you eliminated.
Yeah, they did include it.
But that being said, Champlain is going to be very entertaining to watch. It's going to be a lot more diverse, and it will spread guys out more too, which I'm excited about that. I mean, if you're an angler, you're always excited to hear that guys are going to be spread out more and the lake's going to fish bigger and things like that. So,
and I'll tell you what else it's going to do from a viewership perspective. It's going to make anglers make more decisions on the water. So instead of seeing a guy just trolling around for miles and miles endlessly wandering, you're going to see him pull up, fish a stretch of milfoil. He might go out and fish a boulder, fish a ledge, fish a reef. So it's going to be a lot more entertaining, I think.
Yep. So something else that I've seen, and I haven't seen this much. So this quote, I pulled this quote also from Facebook in response to the big change that Bass has made. And this is a great quote. I think this is a good one, so I wrote it down to read it. And this person said, read a lot of comments talking about on Facebook and Instagram and things like that. And not one was from an angler who actually competes in the Bassmaster Elite Series. So to all the complainers, wah, wah, wah. So that's a great comment because
that is.
Brian and I talked about this recently, actually, about the amount of complaints that you see. And if you haven't competed, and I'm not like trying to pat ourselves on the back or nothing when I say this, but if you haven't competed at the professional level, which means full-time, that's your sole source of income, that's how you feed your family, that's what you do. In any sport, it's hard to understand and have a viewpoint that makes sense when you're from the outside looking in. I'm not saying it doesn't matter what you say. What I'm saying is when you dedicate your whole life to a sport, regardless of what the sport is, and you have to learn lots of different things, techniques and adjustments and decision making and how to manage your brain, how to manage your time, you have to do lots of different things in order to accomplish that goal to make it to the highest level. It's hard to really understand where the pros are coming from because it's easy to sit back and say FFS is the most magical tool that I've ever seen in fishing, period, end of story. It's
it really
unbelievable. But when you're talking about a professional, and I'm only using the term professional because I'm not saying you should take it away from everybody else out there because it's fun. You go out there and crack them, it's fun. And you can catch a lot of fish with it, and you can learn a lot about fish behavior with it. It's fun. But at the professional level, there has to be stipulations on how technology takes over and starts shrinking the natural abilities and the natural instincts and the decision making.
You can always argue that the guys that are solely dedicated to the live sonar, I mean, that is a skill set.
100%.
Like it's 100, and I'm not taking that away from the guys that are, the best. Like I think there's 20 or 30 guys out there on the professional side of fishing in both leagues that are just head and shoulders, night and day better than everybody else. And they've crafted it. They've figured out how fish react during certain weather conditions, what type of areas of a lake they're going to be in, and they've just made it their, they've put all their focus on that, and it's been great. So I mean, you can't take that away from them because they have worked really hard at that. And I think that's why the split decision is the best decision for everybody, just for the sport, for the league, and for the viewers, because it gives guys that like both aspects of it something to watch and something to lean more towards. If you're a heavy live sonar guy, you're obviously going to pay more attention.
Yeah, you're
going to
get to see that. Yep.
Yeah, and if you're not, you're going to have half the events that are equally.
And why? I've only seen comments on their own pages, not on other pages in response to stuff. I've only seen literally on one hand I can count the comments from some of the actual current elite anglers,
right,
that may have been sounding like they weren't complaining about the change, but you could tell they were. You know
Yeah.
those kind of comments. And the only thing that I can say to those guys is that this is better for you as an angler. This is better to help develop you as a person. This is better to help develop you as a decision maker, because
It's better for all the anglers. I think it's going to put more eyes on it.
1,000%.
Like, it's going to be
1,000%.
better as far as selling sponsors, and your sponsors are going to like it better because you're going to get more viewers. Whereas before, when it was straight live sonar and you were on, let's use a lake that, like St. Clair, everybody was doing the live sonar deal. And if viewership's down, that's not as valuable to your sponsors. So now if viewership stays up, it's going to be better for everybody.
Yeah, and what it's going to do, like I said, it's going to help grow every angler out there that has been 100% relying on it up to this point.
Right.
Having to make, Jody Wright said it best. He said having to make on-the-water decisions will bring stress that some have never faced. That's 100% true. When you're looking at a bass, that takes away, how much would you say that takes away from your decision-making process when you're looking at one? Regardless of the talent that it takes or the skill set that it takes to make that fish bite and catch it, how much of the decision-making process, and how does that change your mindset when you're looking at a bass?
It's hard for me because I'm hard-headed, and when I see one, I want to catch it.
Well, I mean, trust me, everybody does.
I tend to waste most of my day trying to catch fish that I can't catch.
Well, I mean, if you look at the ratio of even the FFS experts, they'll tell you, you see 50, you catch 6. You know what I mean? Like,
but in my mind, if I see 50, I want to catch all 50 of them.
Well,
I waste my time trying to catch the first 5 I see that won't bite, and there I am. I look down and it's 10:30.
so to
and I haven't caught a bass yet.
your point, you can see that bass.
I can see
and
that.
And you want to
bass.
catch that bass.
I want to catch that.
And you're
bass.
talking about spending a ton of time on that bass.
Yeah.
Had you not been able to see that bass, you'd have probably made 17 other decisions.
Oh yeah,
in that time frame, and one of them would have worked.
Other places.
Chances are one of them would have worked.
I know, and that's the demon I got to fight in my head with a lot. It's like that.
But you're fighting your natural instinct, and you're fighting your experience, and you're fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a
but
really,
that's something we've got to learn to control. Especially in events where live sonar's going to be allowed. Like we got to find that happy medium.
Yeah, I agree. So back to the whole coin toss thing, I wanted to address something. I saw a lot of like just snarky comments on social media about how I can't believe they flipped a coin and this. Well, first of all, the only fair way to do this,
that's about the fairest way to do it,
was going to be a random deal.
Right.
Whether they did it through a random computer generator or they did a coin, I think the way they did it was at least engaging and somewhat exciting.
Yeah, I think that's the only way they could do it, where us as live viewers of the coin toss could say, hey, this is legit.
Yep. That's exactly right.
Because if they used a random computer generated or whatever and just announced what it was going to be, like in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, they did that on purpose. You know what I mean?
Brian, they did it legit and they did it live, and there's
know.
still people saying that.
I know, which doesn't make sense. But it is what it is.
That's right. But it was 100% legit. Tommy, Zona, Davey Height, shout out to all those guys. They did a phenomenal job of kind of how they presented it. I did see.
So here's a question. So this year, or excuse me, 2026, they're going 5 and 4, 5 live sonar events, 4 traditional no live sonar.
Correct. Yes.
So will that swap for 27? Will they go 4 and 5?
That we haven't even gotten to that point yet, but it should.
Yeah, I mean, I would think it should too.
Now they said because the 20, I did see some questions about this. They've already said it, but in case you don't know, the 2026 Classic, because it fell under 2025 qualifiers and 2025 rules, it's 100% FFS is allowed.
Which I think that's fair.
Sure, yeah. You don't want to change that at this point.
Right.
It's not fair to all the guys that qualified.
Right, exactly.
So to your point, 100% think that's the way it should probably just automatically roll over.
Right.
I did see a comment. Let's see. I'll go back to it. And it said, do you think, it's from Joseph Sharp, he said, do you think this is a one-time, one-season rule change just to test the waters? Or is it something that will be implemented long-term, the whole coin flip deal? I definitely think that they're not going to revert back to full-blown FFS, if that's what you're asking. If there's going to be any other changes made, I would say they're going to kind of stay in this zone for a while and see how it plays out and see where technology goes from here. I think we're kind of in a safe zone right now to where there's limitations that at least won't allow certain things to take over in the next 4 or 5 years that I know is coming.
Right.
And I mean, when I say crazy things are coming, I mean, y'all think FFS is good.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 10 years going to blow your mind. I mean, Brian will have a robot that looks like him that'll go out there and fish for him.
Who, really? I wouldn't like that.
Well, I'm just saying.
I like to fish.
I mean, there's going to be cars driving themselves from here to California here before long. There's already a truck company out there. There's already a truck company out there that so you know what they're doing. So this is off topic, but so there's already trucks out there I think it's in Texas. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Where what they do is they use AI. These trucks drive themselves, but these highways have been pre-mapped out and logged on to whatever these databases
right.
and they're put in these trucks, and these trucks carry supplies, and they right. know the route and they drive themselves.
Yeah. It's all good till GPS goes down one day.
I'm just telling but they'll have backups and backups and backups for that stuff. I say if it's not 100% safe, they might not be doing it. But I'm just telling you, this stuff's all coming. If y'all are students of AI, which I'm not, but I read some about it, the things that are in the works.
I see some of the stupid videos on Instagram.
Well, I mean, that's just the tip of the iceberg, dude. That's the little stuff, but It's scary. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. It's scary. So Scott said, I give it 2 years and it's back to full-blown FFS with all the turnover of young people from the opens.
Oh, that's a good point. What are they going to do with the opens for 2026?
So I really don't have a clue yet.
Okay.
Now, my personal opinion, they 100% need to follow the elite rules.
Right. Yeah.
Because if you're prepping to, yeah. Well, go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You would want it to, kind of copy what the top tier is if that's what you're qualifying to get to.
Yeah, I mean, if you're training for
golf.
But
then, as I say, that MLF's kind of the same way because you've got the pathway to the BPT is 5-fish format, and then we're at every fish counts.
I don't even think live sonar is the problem over there. It's the whole format.
I mean, I'm not going to say I dislike the format. I like the format.
No. But if you were training for that format,
right,
you'd want to be training with that format.
Yeah, you would want the lower levels to be the same style as what you're going to fish at the top level if your aspirations are to reach that level.
1,000%. Alan Coe, that's hilarious, and I wish I could. I will tell you this. So I was actually a fella called me or sent me a message about a week or two ago. He's local, lives in Hickory. He's got a deer hunting podcast. I think it's Hunt MD. It's on Instagram. He's got an Instagram page. Are you typing this in? I thought you
I had an ad. I'm trying to clear it out.
He's a straight hunting podcast, and he
I can't get it to clear out.
He reached out to me wanting for me to come on and be a guest.
What's going on here?
What's wrong with you over there?
My ads froze up. It's not. I've got no.
Did you hit
video.
pause?
Yeah, but I can't hit play. It won't play.
Bless.
I'm gonna have to go out and come back.
Just close it out and go back. There you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
So he said, "Hey, I want you to come on my podcast." He's like, "But
I got it now.
But we're not going to talk about fishing. We're going to talk about deer hunting." And I'm like, "Ha, I'm in." Like that's all he had to say. I'm like, "I'm in." So we talked fishing for the first couple minutes, and then we talked deer hunting for probably about an hour. But he's got a great podcast. Super guy. His name's Jordan. He's out of Hickory here in North Carolina. I think he actually lives in Hickory, and got a pretty cool trophy room. I got to see that while we were.
Technical difficulties.
People can hear you talking into your mic.
I know. I'm explaining why I'm not part of the conversation at the moment.
Tyler, what do we do with this guy, man? He's over here talking through his technical problems into the mic while I'm over here, having a podcast.
Well, I'm back on the podcast now.
Well, I'm glad to have you back, Brian. You've been here the whole time.
You were talking about deer hunting. There was nobody listening anyway.
No, I wasn't. I was talking about a podcast I was on that was referring to deer hunting. But I'll stop talking about that. Kenny has a question down here at the bottom. He says, any update on who's in and who's out? Bass did, or actually there's every YouTube channel out there that talks fishing has released a list for the most part. And I can.
Has anything made? Well, nothing will be made official until they finish with the EQ things, right?
Correct. Yeah, because because there could be some requalifiers from the elites.
Yeah, I seen a post that I guess Bass or somebody had made that, so y'all can fish all three of the whatever the open things that are left. I don't know what it's called.
Correct.
And
the EQs. It's called the EQs.
So
yeah.
theoretically, if a guy knew he was going to lose his spot in the elites for 2026, he could fish all three, finish top 10 in points, and requalify for 2026 Elite Series.
Correct.
Okay.
So if you have some of those, obviously that'll kind of change how things are going to look from a requalification standpoint.
Right.
I do have a list of the who's in and who's out.
Are you fishing any of the EQs?
I am not.
Matt is not.
I'm not. And
not even going to cherry pick?
No, I mean, because if I wanted, I still couldn't make the Classic unless I fished all of them. So,
yeah.
I mean, dude, I'm not. I mean, it just doesn't make sense financially to go do it. You know, like the
I understand.
If you win one, sure, it's great. But if you don't, it's hard to make any money. You know, I'd rather be.
But
home
if
with
you
the
were
family.
fighting for your job,
if I was fighting for my job, it'd be a different story.
It'd be a no-brainer.
100%. 100%. So this is as of. So this is an actual official list, regardless of what you heard through social media, because we had somebody ask. This is the official list as of this email, which was a week or two ago, that these are the anglers that did not requalify for the 2026 Elites. Now, if there is attrition, we will work down this list in this order from 1 to 12. So this is an actual order also, after the EQs are complete.
Okay.
So we have 12 anglers listed here. This is not counting Scott Martin and Matt Herron that have since retired from the Elite Series, basically withdrew from the Elite Series. These are the 12 anglers that, as of today, before the EQs are finished, are not requalified. All right, you got number one, Mark Menendez, which means Mark would have the first right to get back in if an EQ angler requalifies, somebody retires, somebody drops out, whatever. Number two, Ben Milliken. Number three, Paul Mueller. 4, Mark Frazier. 5, Chad Pipkins. 6, Bernie Schultz. 7, Ed Loughran. 8, Jonathan Kelly. 9, Alex Wetherill. 10, Logan Latuso. 11, Matty Wong. 12, Timothy Doobie. So that's your official list. That is the correct order of the official list. That is the facts, like we talked about earlier. That's the facts.
That's the facts.
By gosh.
And that's what we're all about at
That's right. That's right. That's the facts.
facts.
There's a lot of lists out there floating around YouTube and social media, and some of them are probably dead on. Some of them are probably spot on. But if they are, that's probably because they've seen that list right there that I just read.
Yeah.
What you got, Brian? You get to say something.
I got all kind of things to
Well,
say.
you was about to say something.
When? Just now?
Yeah, you were. Okay, we got a good question. All right, what is it, Tyler?
It says, so if an angler requalifies through the EQs, does it reset his 3 years for next year?
So I might be wrong on this, Rusty, but the way I understood it is that he doesn't have to drag his average back in because he is a new qualifier.
Right.
He's not, meaning, which is probably fair to him because if he dropped out, he comes back in as a first-year guy based on his average. I'm pretty sure that's the way it works.
Right.
I think one of the issues, and I think they were calling it the Carl Jacobson rule, was that he got in, he got kicked out, he requalified through the Opens, but he had to drag his previous averages back, which kept him kind of in a hole to dig out of.
Right.
So he couldn't kind of start over. You see what I'm
So
saying?
if you're finished below that, top 70, where you're eligible for
to get kicked out.
To get kicked out, he's got a terrible average.
Potentially, yes.
Potentially.
Well, no, Carl actually would have been one of the ones that would have been kicked out. He would have been in that list of 12, but he finished in the top 70.
Right, exactly.
Correct.
So by doing that reset, they have the advantage of their average is going to potentially could be better.
Yeah, and I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't know if I'm right on that.
Yeah,
I feel like that's the way it should be.
I feel like that's the way it should be.
Because anglers get better with time, with experience.
Yeah, especially guys that are new to the top level of fishing. Like you want to get a couple years under your belt.
Well, the other thing is, I think Brian, the last time I read that, and Rusty, who asked that question, the last time I read that rule, I think it was to the effect of consecutive years.
Right.
Which means...
which could put it where they would keep their average.
It's still a consecutive year.
Right.
So that's a good question. I need to verify that. I need
it's
to check
kind
on
of,
that.
and because don't y'all get drop years for each...
Every 5.
So every 5 years you get a drop year on your... a drop year for your...
So it could benefit you. It could benefit you. Yeah, that's
exactly.
true.
But it would be consecutive years because they wouldn't miss a year on the Elite Series if they requalified.
Yep.
Through that, so
So
I would think they would keep it.
Yeah, Anthony, that's a good comment. So he said, seems like something should be modified in some way. I talked about this on the last show.
Yeah.
He said Milliken was in the 20s. He was actually 28th, if I'm not mistaken, last year. The only reason I remember that because he was one spot behind me in the AOY standings. And he had a rough year this year, and he's on the chopping block. So I think he was 75th this year. 75th, 76th, somewhere right in there. So to your point,
which puts him at like a, well, if he was
50-something average.
Yeah.
It's a 50-something average.
Right.
Which is not that
pretty
bad.
Good. Like, that's getting a check, like every event type average. So,
If you wrote down the guys, here's what hurts being an any two-year pro. The guys that only fished for 2 years, okay, that's their average. A lot of these guys have fished for 5, maybe 10. That's 1, maybe 2 drops.
Yeah.
Okay, that potentially could have had a lower average. That's one thing. The other thing is this top 70 stuff. I don't like that necessarily, and here's why. Mark Menendez, Ben Milliken, the first 2 out. Okay, there's probably 7 to 10 guys. Don't hold me to that, but that's probably close. That have a worse average than those 2 guys right there.
Right.
But they finished in potentially the 60s. They could have finished 69th or 70th.
Right.
This year in the elites, so they get a free pass. All right. I do have a little issue with that. We've talked about that before. I don't think it should be 70 out of 100. I think it should be maybe 50, or maybe you make the classic, something like that. Because I don't think that's fair to a guy who has a 50th place average and he's only fished for 2 years, because that's not bad for 2 years of fishing in the elites.
No.
It's not. That's mid-pack.
That's true.
It's mid-pack.
But you've got to put a cutoff somewhere. And like, you don't
You
want
mean for a free pass?
Not for a free pass. Well, I mean, I guess
I'm talking about the free pass. That's the whole issue here.
So yeah, like if you're 70th or above, that's a free
pass. Doesn't matter if your average is 99th.
Right, exactly.
So that's a little bit of a problem.
Right, but you can't put it lower, like to 50th. Like, that's.
What do you mean? That means the guy really fished good that year.
I know you can't you can't lower it to where everybody 50th and better gets a free pass and the guy in 51st has a chance to be eliminated.
Sure you can, because then the chances are the guys that hadn't been catching them. Let me explain it better. So the guys that got the free pass this year, most of them aren't in the Classic. They're like 51st through 70th.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So the law of averages makes it more fair.
So you're saying like most of your guys that are going to finish in that, say, 51st to 60th, like they're going to be guys with high average, so they're not going to be in danger of being kicked out anyway.
No, I'm saying the guys that make the Classic are mostly going to have high averages, which is 41st and higher.
Right.
Basically top, let's just say 45.
Like, we'll use you for an example. Where'd you finish this year?
It's bad, 64th or 5th.
And what's your average? Would you have
like
been
20-something?
Okay, so you wouldn't have been in danger of getting. Okay. But I mean, what if that situation had been reversed? Like,
let's just say my average was 86.
Yeah.
Which is awful.
Right, and the cutoff was 50, and you were
60-something.
Yeah, but
I deserved to be kicked out.
Okay.
100% at that point. That's why I'm saying, like, I mean, you finished 60. I finished 65th this year, dude. I had the worst year of my career.
Oh,
I feel like I don't deserve to be there. I mean, I've got the average to stay in, right? But
yeah, but you can't base that off of 1 year.
I know. But my point is that a guy has a bad year. 68th is a bad year. It's not a good year. It's a bad year.
No, that's a bad year.
Okay, and he gets to stay in when his average is terrible.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? And he gets to knock a guy out whose average is 10, 15 places higher than his. That's my point. That's what I'm getting at.
I don't know. It's always hard. Like this, to me, this is the most touchy subject in our sport. Because,
requalification.
Yeah, because you're talking about career-ending decisions, pretty
100%.
much. Like, then it's hard to draw that line in the sand of where it should be. Like, I don't know where it should. The only thing I know about it is I think both leagues kick out too many people. I don't think 10%. I think 10% of the league's too high of a turnover rate every year.
Well, y'all are going to 50 and you're only kicking out 5, and you think that's too many?
I mean, that's
so
we're 10% of your anglers that are getting kicked out every year.
So we're at 10 now. They're kicking out a few more this year because they're trying to get back to an even 100 because
Right.
we've been in that 104 or 5 range or whatever.
Right.
Kenny, I hope that answers your question. He said, so why wouldn't Scott and Matt leaving make it to 10? Because they did announce that to us that they're kicking out 14 this year because we had 104 anglers. They got to get it down to 90 or 89, so they're kicking out 15 total, I think.
Right.
89. To get it down to 89 to where they can take the 11 qualifiers.
That's crazy to think about now because we're getting rid of 15 too.
Well, y'all are in a weird transition though, to where you're
Right.
shrinking the field to 50.
Yeah, to
you know?
50 guys.
So
But I
that's,
mean, we're removing 15 guys too.
yeah. I mean that's 30 pros that
Yeah.
no longer have a career.
Right.
Which is that's a tough pill to swallow.
It is.
even for us that aren't that aren't
Right,
in
I
that boat. I mean that's tough. That sucks, man. Like that sucks. And shout out to all those guys and best of luck to a lot of them that are fishing the EQs, trying to requalify too. So, which should be a pretty fun schedule to watch. I don't necessarily like participating in fall tournaments, but I like watching them.
See, I like fall tournaments.
I don't dislike them.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, I've fished some. I've done well in a lot of the ones I fished, but I haven't fished many.
Right.
I was forced to fish 3 elites in the fall during COVID. Fished a couple of those FLW. What were
Yeah,
they
they
called
had
back
the
in the
opens
day?
or something.
Norris Lake and Lake Norman.
Yeah.
And
I like those.
I top 10 in both of them. You won Norman.
Yeah.
Did you even fish Norris?
No, I
Yeah,
didn't.
you didn't even fish Norris. You just fished the one that you thought you could win. I did. Now, that's a smart business decision right there, ain't it?
Well, and the cool thing about those events, like the EQs, it came with a Forestwood Cup berth.
If you won it.
Yeah, if you won. So
And you
I
didn't
won.
have to fish them all.
Right.
See, that's,
Exactly. So
You're the reason they made the rule now you have to fish them all.
Well, no, I think that's the only year they did
It
them.
was. I was just
think
making
so.
that up. That's why the Opens do it. I don't know.
I loved it, though.
Yeah.
I used to love fall tournaments because it was always, like, if you found a little something, it would always go a long ways. Like, even if it wasn't real good, like, most time, if you could just catch 5 and maybe get 1 good bite a day, you could do pretty good in tournaments.
Yeah.
But that's changed now with live sonar.
So, Mr. Jones said, why don't they stop letting guys who chose to leave come back with legend points? All right, so they did. So let me tell you.
Oh, they did stop
Let me
that.
tell you the way it works now from my understanding. Again, I haven't read the official rules on this.
Ooh, I think I heard about what you were going to say.
The only way a person can use a legend exemption to get back into the Elite Series, from my understanding, I don't know if this is printed in the rule book yet. If it is, I apologize, Lisa, Chris, for not reading it. But I think, from my understanding, that you have to be a current Elite angler. Let's just say my roommate.
You have to be currently fishing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My roommate, Scott Canterbury, won the 2019 Angler of the Year title. Let's just say he doesn't. He will because of his averages.
Right,
No
but
problem.
say
He's a
something
not. Say he
happened.
doesn't requalify for 2027.
Yeah.
Okay. He can use his legend exemption as long as he fished 2026 Elite Series.
Right. And
All
I
right?
think that's the way it should be.
Correct. You cannot bring in.
Or that should at least get precedence.
I agree.
And if they want to keep the legend exemption, if no current Elite Series angler takes it and then they want to make it available, I think that's fair.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, I think a current elite level angler should get the priority for it.
Yeah, Trey, you nailed it. I just said that, and yeah, it's funny because our viewers know the rules better than I do. I think I know the main rules, y'all. Don't worry. Like I know,
You know the ones you can get in trouble for.
exactly.
That's the main rules.
Yeah, like the information rules,
Yeah.
and the off
That's
limits
always the
rules,
main
and
rules.
How many fish I'm supposed to put in my live well, how
Yeah.
big they got to be, and all that stuff. Got to have my license. Make sure my life jacket's fastened with my kill switch attached. When the
Don't
big
run
engine's
no
running.
wake zones.
Don't run no wake zones. That's right. Yep, I do know the rules to get me through the tournament. Believe it or not.
That's the most important ones. Hopefully we never have to worry about the rules of requalifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doc, I'm
gonna knock on
gonna
this
rub
table
it. I
as
ain't
hard
even
as
gonna
I
knock
can.
on it. I'm rubbing on the wood.
Yeah. So, all right, where are we at? I went through
We're trucking right along.
I went through my couple little Facebook comments that I'd written down, and yeah, man, I'm not trying to sit here and like be, a dad to all these Facebook keyboard warriors out there, but at the same time, it just really bothers me when I see all the crap and the negativity that comes out of some people's.
Yeah,
I
I'm
say their
getting tired
mouths,
of
but
it,
their
too.
keyboards, and they have they type stuff and they don't have a clue about what the facts are, what's really happening.
Right. It's almost like a continuation of the MLF bass drama when they first had that split.
But we got over that. So there has to be something else, right?
It's like the fishing community's got to have something to hate. Does that make sense?
100%. Yeah, 1,000%. Makes perfect sense.
We got to get away from that.
Yeah. So, but I do appreciate there are some positive comments. You have to weed through a lot of the negative to see the good comments, and there is a lot of positivity that comes out of social media these days. Unfortunately, sometimes you have to look a little harder for that. But look, sometimes I get on social media just to try to get I mean, I follow like a lot of hunting pages and different I almost try to stay away from the fishing stuff sometimes. I mean, I really do.
I don't do that. I just don't pay it attention.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's hard not to sometimes. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a.
I could see Matt sitting in his deer stand this fall, scrolling through, reading comments.
So SC turkey time. We just went over that just a little bit ago, probably 10 minutes ago or so in the podcast. You can search back through that as soon as we're done. But I did go over the list of who's out. But the main thing that you need to know is it's not guaranteed until after the EQs are finished.
Right.
So yeah. All right.
And Keith, you would think that.
That's a good point.
We would do that.
I tell you what, this is the soap opera of bass fishing. Of course, every state says that too. Alabama says it. Texas says it.
True.
You know,
that is true.
If you listen to oh gosh, buddy of mine, I've known him for years. Who's our buddy? Costa guy, Strike King guy, lives in Texas, has a YouTube channel, fished for years, won a bunch of Toyota Series stuff, fished a tour with us for 1 or 2 years, and then went back to Texas and started fishing local stuff again. Yeah, thank you, Todd Castledine. Sorry, Todd.
Todd's
a trip.
Like 6 guys.
Oh yeah, Texas got a lot of hammers. Todd's a good dude. He's funny. I like him. I listen to some of his stuff on YouTube because he vents a lot, like every dang time he goes live. But he's a trip to listen to. But we say we got a lot of drama in the Carolinas, but if you listen to him, like
it's
Texas
all in
is
Texas.
slamful. It's all over the U.S., man. It's every state, right? Yeah, Castledine. Thank you, y'all. Sorry, Todd. I just had a brain fart there and I forgot. I'm getting old, man. I'm just forget things sometimes. The $500,000 tournament.
Oh, yeah.
So I can't even remember what's the name of that thing. $500,000 tournament.
Yeah.
What is it? Ultimate Angler, yeah.
Yeah, I think that is it. On Gunnersville coming up is it October?
Yeah, I think it's October.
Yeah.
I never even signed up to be eligible to qualify for it. Of course, as bad a year as I have, I may have never qualified for it.
Yeah,
anyway.
I didn't sign up to qualify either.
But we have, I
probably would have.
Canterbury's fishing it. I think the Johnston brothers are fishing it. Quite a few elite guys are going to be down there fishing
I know a lot of, I talked to Andy Montgomery the other day. He's fishing it. A lot of the MLF guys are fishing it too. And it's a no live sonar event too.
Yeah, that should be. I hope they stream that thing live.
Yeah, I don't know if they are or not. I don't know how they're going about all that.
That's right, William. Said Bucks will be grunting soon. Thwack. I hope they're not grunting. I hope I have an era in one Saturday before they even start all their grunting and hoo-hawing. We still got a few holding velvet. Fingers crossed. About 50-50 right now. I think Brian's are out
Yeah,
of velvet.
all Brian's done. They rubbed it all off.
And Brian's going to be gone opening week of bow season. I told him I'd go over and babysit his deer for him. Ain't I nice?
You are nice.
Yeah. You got a lot of nice ones on camera this year. A lot. More than you've ever had.
Yeah, I do.
So Brian bought a farm, 100 acres, 5 years ago?
Yeah, 5 years ago.
About 5 years ago. And he's been saying ever since he bought the farm, I want to grow big deal. I want to grow big deer. I said, well, you got to not shoot 2 and 3 year old deer.
I've kind of...
Yeah, you did.
I've took Matt's advice. I hate to admit that. I really do. I really do.
Tyler, I get zero credit here. I'm good with that. I'm used to it.
It really bothers me. But Matt he's killed a lot of big deer in North Carolina. And he told me a long time ago that you got to let them get older. So did you not?
Probably a lot.
Matt has a rule generally that, it's got to be 4 years or older before he'll even consider shooting it.
And that's realistic in North Carolina. Just to find 4-year-old deer is tough, right?
Right. That is hard for us because our tracts of land are so small compared to most states.
Right.
That it's like you can't keep one on your property. He's going to get killed somewhere.
Rusty, the good thing about that statement he just made is I actually have it recorded. So I may just, you know what? I might just get me a little snippet of that, put it on my phone, like when I'm out there fishing, I'm having a bad day. I'll just play that for a little pick me up. What do you think?
There you go.
We'll make a reel out of it. I took Matt's advice. Hey, one other time he took my advice and won him $100,000. You believe that?
Whoa, remind me of that
Beaver
one.
Lake.
That's a fact.
You forget. He's won
How
so
did I
many
forget
$100,000
that?
forgot.
Yeah.
$125,000.
That was
matter of
like
fact.
2011, though. But
Yeah.
yeah, I did take your advice.
It wasn't that long ago, was it?
Yeah,
That
it
long
was. It
ago?
was 2011.
Holy camoly!
Yes, sir.
So that's funny because after that tournament, so I was talking to somebody. Well, I was doing an interview because I ended up top 10, and maybe I finished 5th or something.
Yeah, you did.
and that's the only reason you took my advice, because you knew I was catching some. Other than that, you
Well,
wouldn't
you
have
told
my
me. So it was,
advice.
I think it was the second or third day of the event.
It was after the 2-day cut.
Yeah,
it was the third day.
Yeah, it was the third day. So-
Before the third day, because
yeah,
that's when
before
you
the third
caught
day.
that
Matt
giant
tells
bag.
me, he's like, man, I caught him on a jerk bait. The water was like 45 degrees.
I think it was like 40 or
cold.
41. It was
Yeah,
super cold.
it was really cold. And Matt's like, dude, I caught him on a jerk bait, jerking it as fast as I could. And I'm like, really? And I believed him, but I didn't want to because the water is so cold.
He's like, this guy's an
Yeah,
idiot.
so sure enough, third day, I go fish around, and first 30 minutes or so, I hadn't had any bites, and pick up my jerk bait, and I just start jerking it as fast as I can, and like 2 hours later, I've got 20 pounds.
Beaver Lake.
Yeah,
y'all.
this was
Beaver
back
Lake.
when 20 pounds was like unheard of on
Yeah, like
Beaver Lake.
13 was a bag.
Right, yeah.
And he caught 20. And then I can't remember who I was talking to. Not the people that we've given interviews to after the tournament, but it was one of our fellow competitors. It might have been Strader
Right.
or somebody, and they're like, you told him what? And I said, well, I just, whatever. And he's like, you don't tell him that. You said, you see what happens when you tell him that? And he went out and caught the biggest bag I'd ever seen up to that day on Beaver Lake in an
Yeah.
FLW tour event, and won the tournament. But I
did
was
win
happy
the
for you.
tournament.
I don't think I had a shot to win it regardless. So that was,
Yeah,
you
because
were on a completely different end of the lake than I was
Right,
too.
yeah, we were opposite ends of the lake.
And I knew that. I mean, that's like, I wasn't going to, like,
Yeah,
I mean, I wasn't going to shoot
Matt
myself in the
wasn't going to
foot.
say, "Hey, come in here with me and
Yeah.
throw a jerk bait and jerk it as fast." Like I would never have went in there anyway, even if he told me to. But
No, I knew you'd been fishing down the lake, and I was like, dude, maybe try this down the lake. I mean, that.
yeah, so twice I've took Matt advice, and it's worked both times. You should give me more advice.
But only one was fishing advice.
Yeah, but the deer hunting's worked out too.
Yeah. Usually we'd be fishing like a Thursday night tournament together and be like, man, they're really biting this shaky head up here, and he'll pick up a spinnerbait.
That's very true. See, it's different when we're in team events, though.
I could be fighting one, and he'd still pick up something else.
Yeah,
Like, they're biting every cast.
But see, it's different because I know Matt's going to catch them. And
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
need to
You
do
got
that.
a lot of confidence.
Yeah, I don't need to do what he's doing. I need to try to find something else because he's already catching them. So
No,
that's where my mind is on
Well,
that.
we've always said that's the way you should fish a team tournament.
Right,
anyway,
yeah.
so.
It doesn't matter who's catching them in a team tournament. As long as one of you is, that's the main thing.
Keith has noticed my sniffling. I'll tell you, Keith, I've actually got an allergic reaction. I cut down a.
We talked about that before the show got started.
I cut down a big tree yesterday. My wife wanted to remove, and I was out dealing with grass and all kind of mess, and it was dry. And anyway, it hit me like a ton of bricks, and I have bad allergies to grasses and things like that. So that's 100% what this. Like my nose has just been running clear water all day. So I apologize for all the sniffling, but I don't know if that or chewing on Zots in the mic is worse.
I haven't chewed on a Zot.
You've been doing good.
Right.
You've been doing real good. Yeah.
Since we got the feedback, which we listen to our viewers most of the time.
Yep. We try to.
We don't need to be eating Zots when we're live.
If y'all make a comment on YouTube, I have to read it and then
Tell me.
Brian know about it because he's never read a comment on
Maybe
YouTube.
I'll
on our
go
YouTube
deer
channel.
hunting some this fall, and I'll sit in the stand and read comments.
You should take an earbud and listen to some of our podcasts to hear how stupid we sound.
Well, what if I need to hear something in the woods? Then I can't hear it.
Put you a Walker's game ear in this ear and in your ear pod. You remember the old Walker's game ear?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I need to get one in. I need to get something anyway because I can't hear out of my left ear hardly anymore at all.
That's
losing my
from
hearing.
boats and guns.
I think it's from boats because I shoot right-handed. Like I think it's from the long boat rides. In the
You mean
wind.
you completely can't hear out of that ear, or it's
No,
just
like
really bad?
it's
You
a
get
lot-
ringing in it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got bad. You got hearing loss for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like if I've got my right ear like blocked, I can't hear hardly anything.
yeah,
else.
yeah. That's tough. We're getting old, Brian. It's part
Oh,
of it.
I'm getting old for sure.
All right, we do have our trivia question, y'all. Do not forget. I say do not forget. We're getting ready to do it here. In just a
we're
second.
getting ready to do it in like a couple minutes. Maybe right now.
Yeah, we'll do it right now. Heck with it. It's 7:57, so we're going to go
we
ahead
might
and
as well.
wrap it up. You got anything else to add?
No, I think this was a good show.
To vent about? You got anything else to vent about? Anything. Doesn't even have to be with fishing.
I mean, not really.
Anybody make you mad
I don't
lately?
have anything to vent about that anybody's going to care about.
You never know.
I mean, the only thing I could possibly, no, I'm not going to do it because it'd go against everything I've said since I started fishing professionally. So I'm not even going to mention it.
Well, now you got everybody curious.
So
You can't leave us hanging like that.
Well, it pertains to deer hunt.
Okay.
And I've always said that I wish we fished more in the fall because I love it. And, I wouldn't really care to miss deer hunting to go fishing. But now I've got to leave to go to a MLF team series opening day of deer season here.
And this is the big deal. He's got biggins on camera. That's the key there.
Yeah, I've got
He had
like,
a bunch of
I've got like
scrubs.
4 I want to shoot.
Yeah, so that's a problem.
So I got to miss it.
Well, you're a deer hunter at heart and a bass fisherman by trade.
No.
You might be changing.
I'm
might
not
be.
changing.
Hey, here's a good question. Would you rather bill fish or kill a
Oh,
big deer?
bill fish all day.
You'd rather go catch, let's just say a 150-pound blue marlin, which is a small blue marlin, or kill a big 10-pointer.
I would rather catch the blue marlin.
Oh no, I'm out on that. Yeah,
No.
you can have that.
There's nothing that compares to it.
God, the
It's
adrenaline.
like, let me lay it out for you what it's like. Have you ever caught a blue marlin? You have.
Sailfish. Never caught a blue.
Okay. So a blue marlin, if you could picture a 400-pound smallmouth
I said
bass.
150-pound
I
blue
know, but
marlin.
I'm just
now.
saying, it doesn't matter how big it is. This is what it compares
Well, I mean, a
to.
500-pounder's
This is what it compares to, even a 100-pounder.
okay.
So if you can picture in your mind a 400-pound smallmouth that glows in the dark, trying to chop a super spook in half with a samurai sword, that's what a blue marlin's like.
Sounds like a cartoon.
I know, that's what it compares to. I'm just telling
Sounds
you.
like some
That's
kind of
what it
animated
is.
movie.
There's nothing like it.
Sounds kind of neat, but
It is.
I'll have to
It's
take
the
big
most
buck.
amazing thing I've ever saw.
You could have the billfish. I'll take the deer. Matter of fact, you ought to just book you one good
Because
bill
when you
fishing
see
trip
the-
during the rut.
Yeah, when you see a blue marlin, like it's there for one reason. It's pissed off.
Yeah, you're
And
right.
it's going to mess something up.
That's kind of like a smallmouth.
Well, sometimes they get squirrely, though.
Well, that's just because they get caught 1,000 times. Blue marlin don't.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's a big difference. Yeah, I'm with you. All right, here we go.
Exactly.
We trivia question time. This is for our English Choice Heavy Duty Weigh-In Bag, which I know some of you guys and gals out there have been fortunate enough to win one in some of our trivia giveaways. You know the quality of this bag, and an English Choice hat, and English Choice Marine will get that shipped out to you ASAP. But trivia question time, as you all know, here we go. The first correct answer that comes across my feed, Brian's feed, or Tyler's feed will be the El Champion. And
Let me see the answer again.
really.
I did kind of.
Can you read my handwriting?
Got
it. All right. So everybody knows that dove season opened this past Monday?
Labor Day.
No, it was last. Yeah, duh.
Yeah.
It was last
Monday
Monday,
before
which was
last.
Labor Day. We did get together for a little dove hunt. Brian and I ended up both shooting our limit, which is 15 birds apiece.
Hey, I think that's the first time we've both killed a limit opening day together in 4 or 5 years.
Well, we would have last year if it wasn't for your crappy shooting.
Oh, well, that totally. I'm not going to disagree.
You
with
totally redeemed yourself this year, by the way.
I did.
All right.
Yeah.
So and he shot. I'm not going to tell you how many, but the man was carrying a single shot this year, y'all.
I did carry my
He carried a
single
single shot and killed a limit of birds faster than I did with my 12 gauge Benelli, by the way, which I was
So
loading.
speaking of that, so I've got a 12 gauge Benelli,
Yeah.
but I can't hit anything with it. It's too long. So I was talking to Luke Clausen about this, and he explained it to
How
me.
long a barrel is it?
So the barrel's the same length as my single shot, 28-inch barrel, full choke. But what Luke was telling me was the distance from the butt to the trigger, the stock, is what controls where you pull up and aim
Your
at. Your
line,
aim
your
and
line
pull.
of sight.
Right. And with the Benelli, it must be longer because when I pull up, I shoot under everything.
Okay.
And the reason I found this out is because I wounded one last year.
This is the best excuse you could come up with.
No, this is legit.
I'm just kidding. I'm
So
just kidding.
last year I wounded one. So he flutters down. He's still alive. He's like 30 yards from me. Nobody's in the field across from me. So I'll go to shoot him on the ground. and I shoot under him while he's sitting still on the ground.
I wouldn't have told anybody that.
I mean, I'm not ashamed of it.
Keith said you need to back your sights up a little bit.
So, anyways, we took the single shot this year and had a great time.
Yep. So Brian killed his limit of 15. I killed my limit of 15. Took me a little longer than Brian, which is 30 birds. Okay, killed 30 birds total between Brian and I. I want to know how many shells it took for Brian and I to kill those 30 doves. All right, ready,
Total.
set, go.
Between
total.
the two
yeah,
of us.
To combine. How many shells did Brian and I
then we'll
shoot?
give you the numbers we both shot.
Yeah, I don't worry. I'll give you all the glory. Don't worry. I got you. God, Mike, dang, Mike. He said 765. I didn't even have that many with me. 765. I know some dove hunters out there that it might take 765 shells
Last year,
to kill
it would have
one.
took me that much.
Yeah.
Last
Tyler, if you
year,
see
I
it.
shot-
Oh, I got it.
Got it?
Brandy
Yeah,
Gibson.
yeah, there it is.
Brandy
right there.
Gibson. Brandy's the champion. I think Brandy might have won before.
Yeah.
Brandy was.
Yeah,
She
if we
had a
would have
bunch of
used
answers
last
in there.
year's tallies, I think last year I shot 3 boxes of shells and I killed 3 birds.
That's probably about accurate. Because I was
that
I was there
accurate.
to witness it.
I had to pick up all the holes. I know it was accurate.
I saw a lot of shooting, but not a lot of feathers or dropping
like,
or
wasn't
birds
even
falling.
close. Like,
The correct answer was 75. Brian shot with a single shot 29 shells.
yes, sir.
Barely over a box and killed his 15 birds. That's probably the most impressive I've seen from a dove hunter.
I'm deadly with the single shot.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive. But when you only have one shell, you really take your time and you bear
That's
down.
true. That's true. Like, I'm almost quick enough with, like, so in my single shot, I hold another shell in my hand, and I can break it down, throw another in there. Sometimes I can get
Now, I
two
did
shots.
have him set up in the juice spot, but I'm gonna tell you this too.
But I took last pick.
Hold on a second. There was a power line running right over his head, and I
There
couldn't really
was.
see where he was. I could hear the shots. I'm not 100% sure he wasn't letting all these birds land on the line and just popping them off the line. So to
I
speak.
did not shoot one off the line.
I know you didn't.
I
know
was
you
close
wouldn't
enough
do
to
that.
it. I probably shot the line in too.
Yeah. That's dangerous. Don't shoot birds on power lines.
No,
Just
never do
word
that.
of advice. All right, Brandy, congratulations, and you please send us a message to our Facebook page, Let's Talk Fish Facebook page, with your shipping information. We'll get that over to Angler's Choice, the crew at Angler's Choice. They'll get your bag and hat out to you ASAP. Guys, gals, appreciate everybody tuning in. It's been a great show. And, we'll see y'all soon. We got a little fishing, a little hunting to do. Brian's got a little
I'll
bit more
be
fishing.
gone next week.
Tournament, cup time.
Yep, for the team series event. So make sure y'all tune into that on MLF. It'll be live streamed every day. We start fishing Sunday. I'll fish Sunday, me and Jeff Sprague, and I've got a list. I don't have time to dig it out, but it's very fun to watch, especially if you watched any of the last one they had up at Port Huron. We don't know where we're fishing at. We just know we're going to be in northern Wisconsin.
Yep,
So
really
it's
cool
it's gonna
event.
be
So
fun.
I'll be tuning in from the deer stand. Oh, you know where I might?
Ooh,
I might
you
be
can
tuning
take
in.
your ear pods. And
I
listen.
might be tuning in from your deer stand. How's that sound?
Fine with me.
Oh, good. You heard it here first. I got permission. I
But
don't
if
know.
you do, I want a video because you're going to have to hold your bow sideways like this.
Now, how am I going to video that at the same time?
Well, you're going to have to set it up on a tripod behind you.
Okay, I got a tripod.
I want to see you shoot one holding it sideways.
Sideways. Like, that's literally gangster bow hunting.
Yeah.
Like,
So
I'm going to have to
Matt
practice.
makes fun of me. I shoot a crossbow
Well, he's a very able man.
because I like to kill stuff.
You don't trust yourself with a bow.
Crossbows are really good at that.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in. We can't go fishing. We'll sit right here and do what, Brian?
Talk fishing, of course.